I had decided in high school that I wanted to join the military. I said that, now's the time. This is my generation. This is my fight. I was actually told my first week that I was assigned to my first duty station, which was Elmendorf Air Force Base in Alaska, that I was actually going to go to Iraq as a turret gunner. They sent me to South Korea for some in-theater training, and then I came back and the deployment got chopped. And that cycle continued for the greater part of a year and a half before I actually got notified that I was actually going to Iraq, and it was official. My first night on shift, it was about 2 in the morning, and we were instructed to go search under manhole covers, and I kicked off a manhole cover that was propped up. And as soon as I kicked off this manhole cover, it became evident that there was a landmine underneath of the lid. As soon as the prongs on top are no longer held down by a weight, the outer casing is supposed to bounce up to about waist height from the first explosion that sets off a percussion cap and bounces. And then the secondary explosion is designed to cut the victim in half with metal shrapnel. My entire life prior to this, and even years after this, I did not believe in a God. I would claim strong agnosticism. When this situation happened to me, it was literally myself and my thoughts. I know that might sound strange, but when you're staring death in the face, and the only person that can help you is running away to get help, every possible scenario is going over in my head of what should happen, what needs to happen, how do I get off of this thing. What seemed like an eternity was actually about 8 minutes. But in this 8-minute span, I had to make a decision because I kind of knew the mechanics of the landmine and that it should have gone off, and it's literally a matter of time. Is it a dud? Is it dirty? Why is it not working? Why am I not dead? I harnessed what mental strength I could and basically stepped out of the wires that my feet were in, which was about 6 inches away from the actual landmine itself, and I stepped off of it. I turned around, I didn't look back, and I walked slowly because there's high probability there's probably more from the same direction I just came from. And I lived. Certain things that I've seen in Iraq are actually what psychologists would call repressed memories that I don't even remember happening. I just know it because it's on paper. Over the next 6 months, I think on a piece of paper somewhere it says I responded to over 280 other incidents of the same or equal magnitude. We returned in April of 2008. My parents met me in Baltimore as they live in Stafford, Virginia, and I actually got the chance to come home for one night at my parents' house. And that was a short-lived experience because normal life had become foreign. It was apparent that there were mental issues that I was trying to overcome. 2010, the situation came to a head when I became suicidal. I'd been diagnosed with PTSD and a mood disorder. Their initial reaction was to put me on 8 different psychotropic medications daily, and that maintained for about the next 3 years, even after I got out of the military. I was retired from the Air Force at age 24. Psychologists had told me that I'd made the decision to die when I should have died and recognized it. So in my mind, there was no man that I could answer to because I was the man. I couldn't be killed because I had been through so many situations in which I should have died. So I met my wife, Lisa, and it's kind of a miracle the way it happened. Lisa showed me how loving and caring people can be and how my perceptions could be changed based upon looking outward in search of a higher meaning to life other than there is no purpose, then there is no meaning. Lisa was really the catalyst for everything that followed and has followed since. I knew from the onset of attending service on a regular basis and reading in my own time, I knew that medication and scientific ways of fixing oneself were no longer the staple of my life. I looked up and he looked back. Once I made the leap of faith and decided to be a Christian, whatever inner demon was inside of me was fighting with me the entire service, telling me not to do it, not to do it, not to do it. Basically shoved him out the way, and I said, I'm doing it. And I decided I was going to go get baptized, and then Lisa said she was going to come get baptized with me as well, so we both got baptized on the exact same day. And after that point, starting immediately, like the next day, it was a weird air of confidence over my heart and mind, and every day seems to get better. Every day. I have a responsibility, not only to myself, but to humanity as a whole, of what can come of God's grace.